You okay?
Yep.
Sit back.
I can't sit back.
Is that how you're going to sit the whole time?
Yep.
All right, we're here. We're live. Let me get this all set up. We tried this 5 different times, and every time, every freaking time, we couldn't hear each other. There was no volume. So sorry about that, guys. I don't know why YouTube was doing goofy things and stuff, but Dickie's in the garage tonight. He's over there. See his nice shiny snap-on toolbox behind him. And yeah, we're live. Tonight's I didn't got my glasses on, but tonight's theme is guys on the internet that tell people to go buy stuff so that they can shove an extra, well, however many thousands in their pocket. They tell people to buy shit. They tell it it's good because they got a monster channel. And how many lies there are out there being told to you, the end user, about certain tools. Now, if you want to buy cheap tools, I don't care. Go right ahead. But my problem is these people that are on these platforms telling people that a Ryobi tool is the same thing pretty much as a Ryobi tool. A Milwaukee tool is the same thing as a Ryobi tool. Or a flex tool is the same as a cobalt tool. And so on and so forth. Okay? Thank you about the shirt. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We'll get into it here a little bit. I'm wearing my Ruby shirt. That's Ruby. And we're going to, once Rocky passes away and all that type of stuff, we're going to set something up to where every Rocky and Ruby shirt that's bought, the profits will be donated to a no-kill shelter to help other animals out. So that's what we're going to do with that. Let's see who we got in the comments, and we'll let Dickie talk a little bit. We got Sayer, your buddy Sayer's here, Kamari21, Jamie True, Jay True, Mark Crippen, Denny O'Fools, Dickie Double Stacks, he calls you. All right, so what's new with you? We'll just talk a little bit before we get into the shills of the internet.
Well, I did go start doing a little demolition work, but I just did a little bit, but because I'm working in Florida in the sand and all bad environment, right on the ocean, I used the skill saw.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to use the flex, get exposed to all that bad stuff.
Yeah. You don't want to gunk up your freaking expensive tools, right? Use the shitty ones that cost you $20, right?
But it surprisingly did really good.
The reciprocating saw?
Yeah, it did good. One thing I did know about it, if you got it on where it oscillates,
yeah,
and it tells you in there, don't try to cut through oscillating through nails.
No, you don't. Yeah, you don't want oscillating through metal.
But what it did, no, like I was cutting a fence apart, I'd hit a nail. A nail will go through, but like a screw they put in fences, it won't go through it. And the saw will stop. And then you can push a button and cut, but it'll sense that steel and it'll stop. And it says in the menu, don't do it on.
Yeah, you don't want to oscillate if you're going through metal. Any type of metal. You don't want oscillation is for clean cuts through wood. Fast, clean cuts through wood and wood only.
I used it and I horsed it too. I don't like, I force everything I do. I wanted to cut it and move on. I'm tearing down an old fence. But the battery held up really good.
That's good.
I'm just saying, I'm saying for what it is, the money I paid for it, I'd rather beat that up.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, too. You can take a cheaper Sawzall, put a great blade on it, and now that Sawzall just became pretty good. You know what I mean? It's all about the blade. If you're using a crummy blade, it'll make a great Sawzall look crappy.
Okay, so another thing, the flex blades, I bought a big pack of them. They're for bimetal. Let me tell you, they're dog shit.
I know they are. They're not that good.
I got cheap Harbor Freight. I got a lot of Sawzall blades. Some of them old ones, I'll get the old one out and use it.
Yeah, you don't. I told you blades to get. Bosch, CMT, Lennox has some good blades. Lennox, they got some good blades. And some Milwaukee, but yeah, Flex, they just came into the game. They don't even make any hand tools. So when their accessories for their power tools aren't that good, so I don't even bother with them. I put on my CMT blades, my Bosch blades, even Diablo, and I don't even bother with stock blades anymore.
Right.
Jamie True says metal grabs the teeth when oscillating. Yep. Let's see what Sayer says. That's the reason why I keep my old corded DeWalt for masonry and hardy board. Orbital is a fast way to end an expensive blade on steel. Yep. Yep. Bosch and Lennox resit blades, they're saying. That's what I said. Just go spend the extra couple of bucks on the good blades, because it really does make a huge difference.
So when I went to Lowe's today, I went and got the Bosch Extreme, the reciprocating saw blades.
Bosch?
Yeah.
Yeah, the extreme ones. Yeah, those are the good ones. They come in like a little kit, right?
So I bought that today because when I do this, I want something that's going to cut the wood quick, like the 4x6s, and cut it nice.
Yeah,
So
it will. Did you use your 6.5-inch inline circular saw yet?
no, I didn't.
Wow, we got somebody watching from Russia. How you doing? We got Russians watching, Dickie.
Cool. I
Tools
know.
with Souls. Wanted to show my support while I'm editing. Have a good stream. Thanks, bud. It hasn't been good so far. It took us like 12 tries to get this going. And you want to know why that pisses me off? Because I had this all set up with pinned comments and goals in a big description and a title. And I even made a good thumbnail for me and Dickie. And then you have to redo all that. And I had to do that 5 or 6 times. And then the people that were in the original live, you kind of lose them people because they think we're not going live or something. You know what I mean? So it just kind of all around messes up our flow on our end to where you only get 10 or 12 people watching instead of 50 like last week. You know what I mean? Tools and tactics. I'm rushing to edit. Okay.
Right. Yep.
So here's the deal. And I'm not calling him out because I do enjoy watching his woodworking stuff a lot. But John Malecki, he's got a monster channel. He's probably hit 1 million subscribers. Like, we got 10,000. He's got like over 1 million, I think, between both of his channels. Okay. I like him. I like his woodworking. I think he is very talented in what he does, but he doesn't know tools to save his life. And when he was on his podcast a few days ago, he had Ryobi tied with Milwaukee. He said he could make a case for Ryobi being in the same class as Milwaukee. And now, what does that do? Joe Blow, who's just watching to get some info on what's the next tool he should buy, is now going to go buy Ryobi tools. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to buy this stuff thinking it's Milwaukee grade quality. And they're going to find out real quick it's not. But what happens is they try to justify their buy. They try to make excuses why it's not as good or it's this or that. And the main excuse is, well, Ryobi's just cheap. Well, I'm here to tell you Ryobi's HP line, their high performance line, is not cheap. It is quite expensive.
Yeah, they the prices up a lot.
Yeah, it is quite expensive. So you really can't say, and if you're buying the non-HP tools, those are so garbage that's why they're 40 and 50 bucks. Okay? They're almost one-time use only tools. I got so many Ryobi tools up in my garage that are broken, that maybe got used for a half of a summer, like a weed whacker, 2 or 3 weed whackers, 2 blowers. Dickie's seen them. I had to fix the one. So I'd rather just spend the extra 80 bucks on the tool and know the dang thing's going to last me for the next 10 or so years, right?
I would say basically that the Ryobis are good for women use, like for women to use.
Well, yeah, if you're just doing a few little odds and ends things, of course, yes,
Women,
I'm not saying that, but these guys are claiming take them on a fucking construction site and beat the shit out of them every day, all day long.
no, they're wrong.
I know, and the thing is, people are now going to buy it, and now guess what? They make money on telling you that it's a good tool when it's not, because the company pays them. YouTube pays them for how many views and stuff that they get, and then they make a commission on every sale.
Yeah,
So why can't we sell and be honest anymore?
right.
Why? And yes, I'm seeing people in the comments here saying, is that 731 Woodworks? No, but he's in that same boat. I love watching, well, hold on. I used to love watching Matt Outlaw's stuff when he used to just do woodworking videos. It was strictly woodworking. He'd show you how to build a table, he'd show you how to build a chair, cutting boards, whatever, right? Well, now he's pretty much an infomercial for tools. Every one of his videos is a damn infomercial for some type of tool. And everything is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Everything's a game changer and everything is a professional level. Okay?
Mhm.
When you're telling me a Hercules sander is just as good as a DeWalt sander, I'm sorry. That's just not true. That's just not true. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's like saying a That's like saying a Rolls Royce only costs $10,000. That's just not true. They cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? So why can't we just tell people what it is that they're buying? And if that fits into what they need, well, then they buy it and you still make the money on the sale. No, we got to try and lie to people, send them down the wrong path, make them spend money on something that they're going to end up hating down the road, or it ends up breaking. Then you got to fight with their horrible customer service. And you go down this rabbit hole of lies. And then by the end of it, you're like, fuck this. I don't want to do this no more. And then guess what? You end up going to buy the Milwaukee or the Bosch anyways. So
Well,
you just spent money twice.
well, what I'd say is, if you're gonna go like me, handyman, and the people that work every day, and you're gonna go out and you're gonna do a deck and like putting down like crazy screws all day long, deck screws, they can be as much as 3 inches long, going through
Yeah,
2x4. If you don't have a good tool, it's not gonna do it.
yeah,
It
exactly.
might, it might do it beyond its ass if you got a lot of time. The other ones, they're gonna do it. Bam, next one, bam,
Yeah. So
bam,
tool,
bam. Don't slow
it,
down. That's
yeah,
if you're gonna use it for construction or you're gonna use it a really lot, don't buy a Ryobi.
yeah. So Tools and Tactics, he has a channel on here. He's an electrician. He's one of our guys in the community. He's got about 50 or 60,000 subscribers, so he's a little bit bigger of a channel. He's an electrician and an electrical inspector, so his channel is a lot of about electrical and electrical tools, okay? He just said, this is exactly why I didn't go to the Lowe's summit in Las Vegas when they invited me. And Lowe's sent out the top 100 tool channels or whatever out to Vegas so that they could show off all their new releases and like cobalts and stuff like that. And I, I'm not against anybody making money. Listen, if I can make $25 on this live stream tonight, I am happy as hell. And you say, well, it's only $25, Josh. Yeah, but it's something, right? We actually got something for our hour and a half time, and you feel like you accomplished something, even though it's $25. If I've sold, people have bought stuff from my links, and I really, really appreciate it to where I make commission. But at least I know what I say, I believe to be very truthful, and if people decide to buy it, whether I said it was shitty or not, they know exactly what they're getting involved in. Okay? These guys are selling you a pipe dream so that they can make a buck. And I'm not against people making a buck, but why can't they just tell people what it is? Why can't they just be like, okay, this tool brand, most of them in their brand, why can't they just say, This is what it is. If you're going to use it more than this, don't buy it. If you're just a guy who uses tools a couple times a year, sure, go ahead and buy it. Blah, blah, blah. It's because it's like this in everything. Everything is a scam. Everything is a scam today. And it gets to the point to where it's like, does anybody have any type of morals anymore?
Right?
Or conscious?
No, they don't.
How can you put Ryobi tied with Milwaukee? Whether you're a Milwaukee fan or not, that is just not true. That is so untrue.
If you're a full-time working man, you will know the difference.
Yes. But even if you're not, how about a guy like me, Dickie? I'm not out there in the field every day. I used to be. I used to use tools every day at the shop and stuff like that, at the automotive shop, but I'm not anymore, okay? But I still use my tools here at home. I make a bunch of stuff, and I use the stuff, and I rotate which tools I use just so I get some time on each tool. And I'm telling you, if I don't know, I won't tell you that it's good or not good if I don't know. Okay? Simple as that. People have asked me before, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? You know what I tell them? I don't know because I haven't used it. Instead of trying to make a sale, I'd rather them figure it out another way and have a more informed purchase. All right, let me get caught up on questions. Let me see here. Sayer, just look at the tools I use in my videos. They are pro tools. You don't see anything other than DeWalt, Milwaukee, Metabo, HPT, Bosch. Has over 40 years of learning and yeah, I get what you're saying. What's up, LFL? Yeah, but that was the decider. Possibly running into VCG or 731 Woodworks. And that's another thing too. These bigger channels, they're all in like a cult together. You got Very Cool Gang Construction. What a gay name that is. I'm sorry. That's just a gay. Very Cool Gang Construction, VCG Construction. Their channel's huge. You got Total Tool Zone, I think, that Clint guy. You got and yes, I'm probably going to get sued for this or threatened to be sued for saying this, but the Den of Tools, the Tool Bear. Okay. You got Shop Tool Reviews. There's so many of them that are huge, and they're all in this little clique together. Okay? They're all in this little clique together, and they all communicate with each other about their lies so that they all can make money and spread them lies. And for 731 Woodworks, who claims to be a Christian man, a man of faith, a man of righteousness, I'm sorry. Just because you go to church every Sunday doesn't mean you ain't bold-faced lying in front of that camera to sell a tool. Because you are. And I really used to like watching your stuff, Matt. You were one of the guys that got me in the woodworking. You, John Malecki, and Bearded Viking Woodworks. Those were the three that got me to say, I can do this shit. And I started slowly accumulating tools to be able to do it. So for me to say it, it kind of hurts a little bit because them guys are the guys that got me going. Not Bearded Viking Woodworks. He don't talk about tools at all. He's strictly just woodworking, and that's the main reason why I still watch the guy. He's a big supporter of this channel too. So if you guys don't know Bearded Viking Woodworks, head over there after the stream and go give him a subscribe and watch some of his stuff. I think he goes live Friday nights at 10 o'clock. He raffles off his work and all kinds of cool stuff. It's a really cool channel. But these other guys, they're all in the same bed together. They all come up with these cockamamie schemes to get people to buy the shit. And they don't care whether you just wasted $200 or $300 on tools that aren't what they said that they were. All they care is that check cleared at the end of the month. That's all they care about.
Right.
Let me see here. Tools and Tactics, 2 months, DGen member. Thanks, bud. Bayou Maintenance and Projects, 3 months member. Thank you, bud. So I wanted to do how was I going to do this? I wanted to do a goal on the live stream tonight, and I had it all set up to where if we got 10 super chats, no matter what value the super chat was, we were gonna give away a free Tool Squatch shirt, whether it's the Rocky one, the Ruby one, or any of the other shirts that are in our merch store. So we're still gonna do that. It's just not gonna be an official goal right now because I didn't have time to set it all back up. If we get 10 super chats tonight, we will raffle off a free Tool Squatch shirt of your choice. So there you go, guys. From now to the end of the stream, if we get 10 super chats, we'll raffle off a shirt and ship it to you and all that type of stuff.
Cool.
All right, now I got that out of the way. So, what do you think about all that, Dickie? Was that going on back in your day too, or has it just been more brought to light with all this internet and TV and media shit? You didn't have all this back in your day, so it was door-to-door salesmen and maybe a commercial once in a while, right?
Absolutely. Yep. So I have another question.
Okay.
And I was told what to do, but I didn't pay attention. I'm going to be putting a fence up with the pickets.
Yeah.
A pneumatic gun that will put them in, because I went to Harbor Freight. They really didn't have nothing there. And I went to Lowe's. I want something that would shoot nails for the pickets, flathead nails, coated ones or ring nails that'll shoot them like 1.5 inches.
Yeah. Yeah, they're called framing nailers, Dickie.
But framing nailers, what I've been looking at, they only shoot 2 inch and above. I don't want 2 inch because it'll go through the picket 2x4 and be sticking out. People catch their hand on it. Also. And I think it was Jamie True told me what to get. It was the Ridgid one that they had. And
there you go, Jay True. Dickie's asking you, what was the tool that you told him to go get so that he could shoot flathead coated nails for his fence pickets? Go ahead and comment for him, and we'll tell him. Go ahead, Dickie.
I'm not going to pound in 700 nails.
No. Sayer said siding nailer or coil siding nailer. Yeah, you could get a coil nailer. It's got like a big coil. It looks like it looks like an old machine gun
But
clip.
one friend said you can use a roofing coil one and put different nails in it, but I don't think you can do that. But I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Let's see, Rodney Widger. I have the bank framing nailer from Harbor Freight, and it works great. And I think it shoots 2-inch nails. Yeah, he needs to shoot 1.5 inch nail.
Right.
Do you see the dollar next to this? Oh yeah, what's a super chat? A super chat is a thing that you. There it is. Thank you, Dan the Fisherman. There's our first super chat, $2. Thank you, bud. So right there, you can pay to have a question put up, and then you go to the front of the line with questions, okay? Or if you just want to support the channel and send us a super chat. That's what that's come out to be. So thank you, Dan, for showing everybody what that is.
Because I went to Lowe's and they didn't have nothing that I wanted. I went to Harbor Freight and they had it was a big old gun, but then I went to my buddy down the street. He said, "Wen makes one, WEN." No.
They probably do, but it's junk, Dickie. It's absolute pure fucking junk.
He did reviews on it and said it like jams and it's a
it's god awful. It jams. You're gonna be. It's gonna.
I looked at. Just look at how it looks. It's ugly to look at.
Yeah. So just how you would have been able to pound in 700 nails by hand faster than you could with that wind, because you're going to be every 10 nails you're going to be taking it apart to get the jam out, and now you're wasting nails and all. It's a shit. It's shit. It's garbage.
I'll throw that as far as I can. Now I'll take it back to the store.
So get a siding nailer, Sayer said. It's one size up from the roofing nailer and one size down from the framing nailer. So it sits right in between the two. Thank you, Denny, for the super chat.
And I can shoot the coated nails or ring shank.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'll let these guys answer. But yeah, go ahead, Sarah, answer him. Thank you, Denny, for that super chat. He says Bob Vila is the original sellout. Bob Vila. He's so right. Marketplace, find a used pass load or Hitachi sliding coil number. Yes, 100%, Dickie. He said yes. You can shoot both.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Jamie True just said you might want to get 2-inch framing nails and shoot on an angle so it doesn't stick out the back. Yeah, but then the one time that you do it, now you're fucking with it. You know what I mean?
You know what I have had? Like I was doing jobs and I knew the nail was a little bit too long, and that's when I was hammering. I would put it on an angle because it won't stick through.
Yeah.
A minor angle, you know.
Yeah.
I've done it many a time.
You can, but just look for a siding nailer, coil siding nailer. They
Okay.
probably won't have one at Harbor Freight, so you're probably going to have to go to a big box store somewhere to find one.
Yep. But it was a Ridgid last time we talked.
Well, no, that was the framing nailer I was telling you about. That was on sale. I don't know if I know they got all their pneumatic nailers on sale right now, but I don't know if there's a siding coil nailer in that bunch, is what I'm trying to say. I'll do some research for you and I'll figure it out here tonight.
And let me know because I'm putting the fence together, sections of it tomorrow. I got all the wood. Went to Lowe's and got the wood and got my military discount. Home Depot always give me a problem about my military discount.
Really? Yeah.
I go to Lowe's. And
the
wood was better, and I choose Lowe's over Home Depot.
Yeah, Home Depot is starting to take a shit, in my opinion. I don't know. They're kind of weirdos. You know what I mean?
Right, you might pay a little bit more.
They do, Dickie. They do got one at Harbor Freight. 15-degree professional coil siding nail, Harbor Freight. The only thing is, those siding nails may have a huge head on them. You don't care about that?
No, they can't have a huge head because it's going on, the wood outside. It's going on the pickets. You don't want big siding nails sticking out. Use the small or the coated ones with the glue on them to shoot it in. What they build picket fences with.
Well, you're talking about shooting a different type of nail too. I don't know. I don't build fences, so it's not my expertise or know-how with nailers. All I got are finish nailers. That's pretty much all I got.
Yep. I will check it out tomorrow.
Yeah. No, they have a normal head size. Okay, all right. They're saying a normal head size, and that's the way to go. So I'll do some research on it tonight, and then we'll figure it out. So that way you can get one. But do not buy the Wen. Do not. That thing is anything from Wen is a piece of shit.
I think I remember the name, and they're blue, right?
They used to be blue, but now they're orange and black.
That's a shit you see on 1995.
Yeah.
Cheap life.
Josh, would you ever get a framing nailer? I got framing nailers, but that's where it stops because we're looking to build our own house out in Tennessee. So Jamie True sent me a Metabo framing nailer, and then when Flex was having the fire sale, I definitely wasn't in the market for a framing nailer, but the thing was $59 for a 30-degree framing nailer. It's like a $420 tool. You know, it's like no brainer. You just got to buy it, right? Because the Metabo's 21 degree, and I said, well, at least this one's 30 degrees, so it will be different. So I bought it.
Right.
I would recommend screws over nails for building a fence.
Well, when you put the pickets on, when you put the posts in, then you put your 2x4s, you screw them in with good screws. But the pickets, when they go on it, you nail them because you do. Otherwise, screw everyone. Plus, it splits the wood.
You gotta pilot out the hole, and that's a whole nother step in time and.
Yeah, and you get some coated nails, and you can actually, if you're on the ocean side, you can get stainless nails. that's what rots out first on the fences. The
Yeah.
nails, they fall off.
Yeah.
Salt water. Yep.
No, they will come off. Okay. All right. I don't know. Dickie's built some fences in his day. Let's see. Just trying to go back into the comments, seeing if I missed anything. Wow, we've already been on for a half hour. That hasn't seemed like a half hour, right?
Right. Doesn't seem like one.
So I did a video today saying, because Cobot's got a lot of cool new releases coming out. They definitely beefed up their outdoor power equipment. They got some 48 volt, 80 volt. They got some cool stuff coming out. They got an e-bike. Cobalt's got an e-bike now, where you put a Cobalt battery in it, and the bike it's propelled and everything else like that, so you can go driving around on your e-bike without pedaling. So they got some pretty cool stuff coming out, and I think that they want to try and make a run at Ryobi for the #1 at-home homeowner DIY type brand tool out there. That's just my hunch, looking at the stuff that is being released here in the last couple of weeks. So, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm sorry, Ryobi is not cheap. I was just at Home Depot getting some 2x8 so I could build more shelves for the living room, and I walked by their deal. 20-inch lawnmower, I think it was, with a battery and a charger. They wanted $600 some odd dollars for it. That's not cheap in my opinion.
No.
My skill with a 40-volt battery and charger was $299. So that's almost double the amount of the skill in the same voltage.
Right now they
How
got
is Ryobi cheap, guys? I mean I can't stress this enough. They aren't as cheap as people think they are.
right. They have the Milwaukee on sale right now for $9.99. Regular almost $1,300. Lawnmower. That's really a good price, and that's a badass lawnmower. It come with the battery, the charger, and the lawnmower.
Yeah. LFL. Have you noticed the Ridgid belt sander can auto align when you put a new belt? Saw your video and you did not mention it. Yeah, we only got 2 minutes to get them videos out. So you gotta gotta pick and choose what you're talking about, because you only got 2 minutes. That's why I save long format reviews for that type of stuff, getting really in deep with it. But yeah, it does auto align. But I think a lot of them do that now. LFL, that's becoming a pretty common thing in the belt sanders today. The cordless ones, that is, not the older corded models that have been out for decades. For outdoor power equipment, I recommend Ego. Of course, big dog. But here's the thing, not everybody wants to spend Ego money. Like, Ego is really expensive. Like, and I get it. If you just want to buy once, cry once type of a thing, I have no problem with people buying Ego. It's a really good brand for outdoor power equipment. But my point is, for homeowners that are using a lawnmower maybe once a week for summer, why is Ryobi's lawnmower $600? And why do people think that that's like this great deal? Because it's not. Because Cobalt sells lawnmowers cheaper. Skill, I could go on and on. I can go on and on. So, well, I try. 3 minutes is the max, Rodney, for a short video. But I try to keep it at 2 minutes because once you go over that 2 minute threshold, YouTube doesn't want to send out your stuff. Because a short video is a short video. If everything was in a perfect world, I would want every one of my short videos to be at a minute, because those are the ones that get pushed out the most. But when you're trying to talk to somebody about a tool, you almost need that extra minute to talk about it. You know what I mean? Couple Ego items on clearance at Lowe's chainsaw kit. You're buying the battery. Is one. Yeah, if you can find a good sale on Ego outdoor power tools, yeah, go ahead. Go do it. It's good stuff. Just like if you can find great deals on, like when that Flex fire sale happened. That's why everybody and their mother started buying Flex, because they knew in the back of their head how good Flex was, but they just didn't want to spend the money. Well, now they got it for dirt cheap, and now they're in the Flex line. So, yeah, most definitely, if you are looking at Ego and there's a great deal, pick it up.
Yes, I would agree with that. I know a few folks had Eagle and they love them.
Yeah, they really are nice. They really are nice. But I just don't and I guess there are just a lot of stupid people in the world. I won't even say the world. Let's just talk about our country, right? For these people to constantly fall for lies and deceit, very deceiving behavior, I don't get it. And then they defend it, and then they get mad at the guys that tell the truth. Like, if I just show a tool, listen to this. So in that same video I was telling you about, when I was talking about Cobalt maybe trying to take over Ryobi as #1 homeowner brand, I showed the 9-year-old Cobalt drill sinking a lag bolt completely with the same size, actually with a worse battery. And then I showed the Ryobi brand new drill that just came out not too long ago. Couldn't even drill it halfway down. And you know what guys said in the comments? They're like, "Oh yeah, that's real easy to do when you started Cobalt in a hole that was already drilled." Where did you come up with that? Because I showed it going right into the wood. I didn't have it stay. I showed everything as it was, and people just come up with the dumbest shit to justify their shitty purchase, no matter what. So guys like me and Tactics and Souls and a couple other guys that do this stuff on the up and up and the honest, we get so much flack for it,
Right.
because people want to justify their crummy purchases so bad.
Well, Josh, I've been there present many a time, and I saw it in front of my eyes what failed, what didn't fail.
Yeah, exactly. And did I try to doctor it anyway for the camera?
No.
No, exactly. I don't care who wins. I don't care. I'm just showing the tool for what it is.
You have preference, what you like, think's
Yeah.
better. You don't care. I'll show any tool. Come out with it. I'll show it. And if it's better, I'll tell you it's better.
Exactly. So here we go. Ryobi. Go ahead.
You're not getting paid by nobody to preference a tool at all.
And even if I am, like, I've had people send me stuff.
Yeah.
I've had people pay me for my review. And guess what? One of them was Dong Chang. Hold on a second. One of them was Dong Chang. They sent me this, and they paid me $50 for materials to review their shitty drill. Okay? I told them, I said, "Guys, I'm going to tell the truth." And you know what they said to me? They're like, "Oh, we're the #1 tool company in China, blah, blah, blah. We know it will hold up." So it's a hammer drill, right? So I showed it drilling through concrete. And then I showed the skill drilling through concrete, and the skill fucking dog walked it, right?
Right.
And you know what they said to me? They're like, "That's misleading people. That's not meant to drill through concrete. It's meant to drill through masonry."
It says hammer drill, right? Well, to me, a hammer drill, you put the bit in it and you go through block.
Thank you. Concrete is a form of masonry, right? So they told me I had to take down my video. I told them absolutely not. I told them absolutely not. I am not taking down my video. I warned you guys, and I expect payment. And I said, if you don't pay me, we're going to have a problem. They ended up paying me, but it wasn't without a fight. And then they sent all their cronies onto my video talking some just talking some shit like I'm a liar, I'm not professional, I'm not this, I'm not that. All this stuff, right? They tried so hard to discredit me. It was funny. So this crazy world we live in, where truth isn't the truth to everybody and lies are the truth, I don't understand it. It drives me crazy. It drives me absolutely up a wall.
Gosh, I have oceanfront property for sale in Arizona.
Hold on. Arizona doesn't have oceans.
That's how much lies, I got ocean in Arizona. Somebody say, okay, I'll buy it.
Ocean. I'm all like, hold on. Is he having a stroke over there? What is he saying right now?
There's
All right,
a
let's
song,
get.
oceanfront property in Arizona. It's a famous song. So that
Buy still gasoline powered weed whackers. No, I'm never buying another gasoline powered weed whacker as long as I live. The weed whacker I got is going to be fine for years to come. I'm done buying gasoline outdoor power equipment. I have no use for it. Let's see. We talked about that a few weeks ago. Rodney Widger, I agree, Josh, but it bugs me that you have to show battery bars and speed levels. People should just be able to trust you. I know. It's like if I forget to show the battery life, here we go. I got to show you that it's a fully charged battery. You know what I mean? Like, it wastes time. It takes you 20, 30 seconds just to, okay, speed 2 in drill mode, fully charged 2 amp hour battery. That takes like 20 seconds. So now you only got like 40 seconds to actually tell people about the tool. And it drives me crazy. It just drives me crazy. And Rodney Widger, isn't concrete and masonry the same thing? Yeah, concrete is a form of masonry. So yeah, they were just being complete tyrants. Dan the Fisherman, I got tired of dealing with gas leaks, new carburetors, and yes, I agree 1,000%. I got sick and tired of having the frickin' rebuild carburetors, pulling that cord 8,000 times. I hate it. It will never happen again. Dickie still wants his gas powered some of his stuff, but me, I got no use for it. I'm just trying to upkeep my yard. That's it. I'm not a fucking professional landscaper. You know what I mean?
But I'll tell you, I do like to gas certain things and trying to get away a little bit from it, but a certain thing, but nothing pisses you off more when you're hauling. Remember they had the chainsaws, Poland, they were called Poland. Home Depot sold them. Poulpen, they were Poland, that was the name. They made all kinds of stuff, but that's why they named. You just keep pulling and pulling and pulling. All that shit don't start.
I know.
If you have the proper gas and maintain it, it will stay running for you. But they don't tell you that. The average person, when they go buy it, needs special this, special that. You can't let the gas in it.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? But how about these 4-cycle weed whackers and all that? You don't have to mix the gas and oil. Do they last longer?
I don't know because I never bought one. The last one I bought was that Ryobi 2-cycle one where you had to mix the gas and the oil. That's another thing too. You got to mix the gas and the oil on some of these, and it's all a pain in the fucking ass. But no, that was my last one. I'm like, I'm done. I'm going the battery. We're gonna give it a try, and I fell in love with my Milwaukee weed whacker. Like it's you can attach different things onto it, like a rototiller, a blower, a weed whacker, a trimmer, a hedge trimmer, edger. You can attach so many. It's like 10 tools in one. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I've been in love with it ever since. Right. Big dog, I prefer gasoline power, lawn equipment all day over battery power. Okay.
Well, I got to agree with him somewhat too. I mean, I had Jason's weed whacker the other day. I go to get it. He didn't charge the battery.
Well, that's his dumbass fault.
Because he didn't charge, it's electric. I love it. It works great, but I didn't have time to fuck around. So I got my gas one, did it. So I think gas, if you know how to take care of it, can go hard. It can work harder all day long without a million batteries.
So Kamari21 said Josh must not be a George Strait fan. Very vaguely George Strait fan. You know, he was kind of older when I was growing up, but yeah, if you guys were trying to make some type of pun, I probably wouldn't have known it. So Let's see. Jamie True, if you buy that, I'll throw the Golden Gate in for free. Buy what? Man, you are getting my blood pressure. All right, well, we're just talking about tools. I don't know why your blood pressure is rising. I don't like gas-powered tools. I think they're fucking stupid. I hate pulling on a cord. I hate freaking mixing gas. I hate gasoline spilling on your hands. I hate fixing carburetors. I hate the whole thing, and I will never go back.
Well, how about a riding lawnmower? I got a riding lawnmower. We've lived there 15 years. I take care of it. I use the right gas. I don't let it get old, and I still use it.
I hate my riding lawnmower. My John Deere, I hate that fucking thing. And guess what? That's another big name company that's gone downhill here. That John Deere riding lawnmower that I bought at Home Depot is the biggest piece of shit we ever spent $3,500 on.
You always paid top money for the name, and they had their belt system, everything for the cutting deck was so hard to work on, you know. But my riding lawnmower, it's working, and I got my chainsaw, you know. I got a big still for cutting shrubs, you know. With 18-inch blade, that thing starts 2 poles, and it's powerful.
Yeah, mine starts with a press of a button.
But I can cut for 3 hours.
So can I.
And I don't need a battery.
I don't need gas. So all the reasons that you're saying, I can just say back to you. I don't need to mix my gas. I don't need gas. I don't need the headaches of fixing carburetors. So
you can't work 3 hours straight without a pocket full of batteries.
No, you can. Yes, you can. On a hedge trimmer, yes, you can. Yes, you can. A hedge trimmer, yes, you can. Some of these batteries last forever.
That chops some big stuff, so it takes power.
You know? Whatever. I disagree.
Well, I'm old school, so.
Just curious, what made you pick Tennessee to move? Because I hate New York and we just like Tennessee, I guess. Let's see. Every weed eater I've owned has started from the first pull. Not me. Ted Allen, I think you had my Honda gas mower for 20 years and never had to take the engine apart. However, since they no longer sell them in the US, my next one will be battery powered. Yep. I used to pull and pull and pull. Then when it did start, after I used that tank, after refill, then it wouldn't start because engine was hot. Yep, I get it.
Okay, what I'm going to say too, if you buy, just like a Milwaukee, all the good tools in the day, still the gas one, the commercial one, they would start every time. You do not want to be up in a tree trimming and you got to check your battery. You're swinging out of line. I only got 2 bars. If you have a gas one that's full, it's going to get your job done.
Whatever. I'm not a professional, so I'm not a professional tree cutter down, so I don't talk based on, and neither are you. So we're both not out there cutting down trees all day long. So for what we need them for, I got no use for gas-powered or outdoor power equipment. Let's see. Jay Bubs, what's up from across the pond? Well, if you're happy with anything that works for yourself, that's the main thing. Yep, of course. I don't care what people use. You want to use gas? Use gas. My opinion, I got no place for it. It can fucking be gone out of my life. It's so much nicer to cut the yard now that I ain't got to deal with gas-powered shit anymore. I'm just going to say that. Let's see. I love my battery-powered outdoor tools, but it's Ryobi 40 volt. And you probably overpaid for it a little bit too much. I don't understand why Ryobi is so high price. Tennessee has the best tool deals, duh. I doubt it. All right, we're finally at the end of the comments here. You guys said a lot. I must have struck a nerve out there, Dickie. I must have struck a nerve with the gas electric. We got people going at it. You know what I mean?
Well, what I'm saying is, like I said, when I gotta go do shit, like if I use that blower, that Makita.
That's the first problem. It's a Makita. And a blower is a hydraulic tool. You're talking about one tool out of the whole fleet. Thank you, Rodney. Rodney's exactly right. You said that last week, Dickie. And you just have to be smart enough to check the battery before you climb up the tree.
So this is the Makita, the big boy. Okay? It takes the big battery.
Let me see. Does that say LXT or XGT?
XGT.
Okay, so it is the 40 volt. But that don't matter. That's a high draw tool. You're talking about one tool out of the whole fleet of outdoor power tools. You picked the biggest draw tool out of all of the outdoor power tools, and that's a shitty Makita. But go ahead.
Let me finish. If
Okay.
I'm going to a job, right? Now, I could have that battery fully charged. It has turbo. If you put it on turbo, it's done quick. And the battery's good, but regular, it'll blow and everything, but you're only going to blow with this thing right here 20 minutes. 20 minutes. If you're
Okay.
I gas
Okay.
one, it blows. This blows better, but the other one a little slower, but gets the job done. I don't got to freaking go screw around with a battery.
Dickie, I don't understand why you keep saying screw around with a battery. You just put it on the charger and then it's charged.
No, but this, if
Just
I'm
like you
doing,
got to fill a gas tank with gas.
if I do a yard, a big yard with a lot of leaves, I would need 3 batteries to blow that all out.
It's going to take you an hour to blow a yard.
Yeah.
And the blower's running 24, running nonstop.
No, like I said, probably an hour of blowing nonstop. I mean, they're big yards. They get all in Florida, you get all the leaves and everything. And if you're not going to use it for a long time, absolutely better. A homeowner, absolutely.
Yeah.
You
You don't use turbo and then use the switch that keeps the trigger pulled. Both those drain the battery. Okay.
Yeah, you don't put it on a turbo. You can for a little bit.
Can you get a tractor in battery powered? What do you mean by tractor? But I'm not a farmer, so why would I have a tractor? You know what I mean? Why would I have a tractor? I'm not a farmer. I don't need a tractor, you know? I have no clue. To me, that's not an outdoor power tool, a tractor. A riding lawnmower is different, but that's not a tractor. They're two different things. What's up, Wings and Pizza? Let's see what J Bub said. Well, that's a big deal for a blow dryer. Yeah, Dickie, you can always use that Makita as a blow dryer to blow dry your hair every morning. Ah, fuck, the battery died.
It blows really great, but a battery don't last. You know?
Before you move, Josh, you and Christina should come and visit Branson. I used to go to Missouri almost every year to bowl a tournament, but then the tournament folded, so I haven't been in the St. Louis area in probably 4 years now. But I used to go through there every year. Well, what are we going? We're going on 54 minutes here. 54 minutes. John Deere is coming out with a tractor in a collaboration with Ego. Yeah, and I don't know if I like that. I saw that. I don't know if I like it. One, because I think John Deere stuff has gone down here in recent.
Goes without saying. Absolutely. They don't have the grease fittings, the good bearings, nothing anymore. No. And from what I used to know, you could go to actual tractor dealer and get a commercial one, but if you buy one of Lowe's and Home Depot, it's no better than any other one there.
Yeah. So I
And that,
I don't give a shit if Ego helped him or not. I'm not buying anything John Deere. I'm just not. It's not the same anymore, and I'm not spending top dollar for something that's gonna break.
it's over and it's crap.
Yes, overpriced and crap. Exactly. So if I wanted to buy an Ego, if they had an Ego tractor or whatever, or Ego riding lawnmower, which they do, they got the 0 turns and all that stuff. I'll just go buy an Ego. You know, that John Deere name doesn't mean dick all to me.
Absolutely.
Let's see. It's down southwest Missouri, 10 minutes from Arkansas. Wow, that's getting up into redneck range right there, Arkansas. I've never been to Arkansas. I've been to a lot of states. I've never been to Arkansas, which is kind of shocking because I've been everywhere else in that area.
I got a question
Go ahead.
for the old folks out there, the motorheads. Who was Mr. Dirt back years and years and years ago on the television? Who was Mr. Dirt?
There you go, old people.
Da-na-na, 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 da-na-na. Da-na-na, da-na-na, da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Anybody know? Is he going to stump you with is he going to finally stump somebody? Well, you know what they're going to do? They're going to Google it. They're going to Google it and figure it out.
I'm talking Richard Petty days. Richard Petty days. That's how far back.
Jamie True probably knows. He races. Jamie True's a racer, so he races dirt bikes, I think. So he'll probably know.
What did Mr. Dirt do?
Probably race dirt bikes. Am I right?
It was the STP commercial. Back then, STP was big back then. When you went and bought STP oil and anything, they give you stickers you can put all over your car, like big ones. You know.
So Sayers said Roy Graham.
My name is Mr. Dirt. It's engines that like to hurt. The commercial STP back in the days. The name's Dirt. It's engines.
Mr. Dirt was introduced in 1972 as part of Mobil Oil's advertising. Rodney Graham or something like that. Roy Graham. Sorry, Roy Graham. And one other guy says Ronnie Graham. Which one is it, Ronnie or Roy?
Well, later on, Richard Petty got on that commercial. You know, he did it, made it really big. But
so you don't got no tools to stump him with tonight?
No, I don't have no tools.
Yeah, he kind of gave up, guys. He gave up on that.
What's the? What is it? What is it?
Why isn't it on your tool? How about that?
No, ask what it is.
One guy says, damn, 1972, that was a long time ago. You're showing your age. They all know what that is. That's a belt clip for a flex tool.
Yep. You just
Rodney, it's a belt clip for a flex tool. He was being funny. I don't know why it's not on his drill.
Well, you just won. I'm sending you 2 of these.
Well, we're coming up on an hour here, guys. We didn't get the 10 super chats. We got the 2. Thank you for the 2 guys, Dan the Fisherman and Denny O'Fools, for sending those super chats. Maybe next Friday we'll carry those 2 super chats over. And if we can get 8 super chats next Friday, we'll raffle off a Tool Squatch t-shirt of your choice. Cool. That's for the Flex Turbo Drill, they said. Is that for your turbo drill?
Yep. Absolutely.
That's the key drive socket for the incubator, Dickie, or Excalibur. What does that say? I don't even know what Sayer's saying. I think he's trying to be funny.
He's a funny man.
I do belt clips. I love my belt clip. I love just shoving it on my belt and walking around with it and don't have to be picking it up and down all the time. All right, guys. We're getting out of here. We've been on here in an hour. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in tonight. We will be back at it next Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You got anything you want to say, Kat?
God bless America, and God bless all y'all. You're all the backbone of America.
There you go. All right, guys. We'll see everybody next week.